Very much, Lasca Hirlock, again to welcome the Minister to the House. It is true to say that this wasn't in the original bill, and I suppose as someone who sat on Waterford City and County Council for 11 years and always took that role exceptionally seriously, as does every councillor right across this country. It's also true to say that I do have reservations in relation to this section 1A3 change. But it is also true, as was referenced by Senator Fitzpatrick, that a lot has changed in the intervening time from when the original bill was passed, not least the housing crisis getting worse, but also the factual position, though Senator Warfield wants to wish it away, that his own party has objected to 6,000 houses in Dublin, and as recently as a couple of weeks ago in Wicklow opposed 18 public houses on public land, something that we hear the opposition calling for day in, day out in this chamber, on the airways and in the Dáil. So a lot has changed. So I do have an appreciation for where the Minister is coming from in relation to the changes that have been made to the original bill. But it is also factual to say that a number of changes have been made in recent times to the original proposal, which would have seen, I suppose, the Section 1A3 applying the Section 1A3 across the board to all lands rather than residential lands. And that has come as a result of engagement by myself on behalf of my Fine Gael colleagues, Senator Fitzpatrick on behalf of her Fianna Fáil colleagues, and from the Green Party as well, and our engagement in the Oireachtas Housing Committee also. And those changes are going to have the impact that this only applies to residential land which councillors have already decided is suitable for residential development, and land which the council has decided that they are not going to develop. Now, in my opinion, that should never happen. It should not happen that councils have residential zoned land in their ownership that they are not progressing, because this government is empowering and actually resourcing local authorities to build social and affordable houses on their own land. And we've had debates in this very chamber over the last number of months in relation to the Affordable Housing Bill. It has gone through about 40 hours of pre-legislative scrutiny and Senate and Dáil debate. That bill is going to allow local authorities to build social and affordable houses on public land. So this, and I would like the Minister's opinion on this, this provision actually should not have to be used if councils are actually taking the role of building the housing that they have already zoned on their own land. I didn't interrupt anyone on that side of the House, so I would appreciate speaking without any interruption. I do appreciate where the Minister is coming from in relation to this. I think it's important that we do not present it in a way that is a wholesale stripping of powers of local councillors. It is a factual position that there is an issue in certain local authorities where housing is not being built on lands that are zoned for housing as a result of decisions by certain councillors from a certain party. And as the government and as legislators, we have to ensure in the midst of a housing crisis that we use all tools at our disposal. And the Land Development Agency will have a role to play in that. But one of the main concerns that councillors came to me with, particularly in the Dublin area, was that lands that were zoned for recreational purposes, for open space, that in some way the Chief Executive could have gone over their head to dispose of those lands to the Land Development Agency. That cannot now happen. This only applies to residential land. That is a welcome move that is the case. If I take my own local authority in Waterford, we have significant land which is used as a public golf course, the municipal golf course, Williamstown Golf Course. The Chief Executive of Waterford City Council cannot decide in the morning, because the councillors have that zoned as recreational lands. He cannot decide that I'm suddenly going to transfer that to the Land Development Agency, because it is not zoned for residential purposes. And councillors have the full control of what land is zoned in the context of the development plan. And it is probably appropriate that those development plans, and timely, that they're actually happening at this moment in time. So I would encourage any council and councillors to ensure that the zoning is appropriate for the purposes that they wish to see over the coming months in the context of their development plan. And the Minister has facilitated the extension of the development plan process if councillors wish to extend that, which was also a welcome move which everyone in this chamber supported.
Thank you very much indeed.